are you? I do hope you're all well. It's Claire Broad here. I'm back with another video. As promised, I'm going to be addressing another question that has been put to me from the lovely community of people that I have here following my work, learning and growing as we all are together. It's just lovely to have you here. If you're new to my channel, my name is Claire Broad. I'm a medium, a spiritual teacher and a best-selling author. I have 25 years experience as a working professional practitioner. I'm also obviously a channel for spirit, and I have brought the wisdom of spirit through books and through public appearances and through the media. So I have a vast amount of experience. So in this video then, I would like to share that experience with you, give you my thoughts and just give you something to think about, because it's a great question that's been put to me. It's about reincarnation this week. So if that's something you're interested in, then I think you're going to like this one. Let's dive in. Okay, reincarnation. So the question put to me, which I think is fabulous, is, Claire, I believe in reincarnation. I'm wondering, when I look at family members and see the resemblance that comes right down the line from great-great-grandfathers down to a grandchild, for instance, do you reincarnate into the same family line every time so that you bring and carry on the DNA of that family forever and ever? Fascinating question, eh? I thought it was anyway, and I want to address it here because it's not one that I'd ever really considered before, even though I'm absolutely on board and in line with this lady's thinking, which is that reincarnation is real. So let me start there with the whole reincarnation bit, just to give you a bit of context. You may be watching this video. I'm well aware, if you are a spiritualist or if you believe in mediumship, or if you're cynical or skeptical even, you may be watching it thinking, I don't believe in reincarnation, there's no evidence for it. Or you may already just accept it as part of your faith, religious philosophy, spiritual understanding, because, you know, the subject of reincarnation is certainly not new, and it has been believed and thought to be real for millennia. And I'm in the camp of believing it's real. Now, let me tell you why. I always speak from my own personal experience because that's what I know. I can't speak from any other place, and you are always free to accept or reject what I say as you see fit. That's the beauty of a spiritual pathway. But for me, I can remember as a child having memories coming out of dreams and experiencing what I feel to be past life memories, and knowing that I couldn't have that knowledge any other way. As I reflect back, I think, how did I have that understanding, or how was I seeing those things at such a young age? So I had experiences as a tot, having memories that were surfacing in my consciousness after my sleep state. So I do believe in reincarnation. I've also had it proven to me personally by the spirit world through readings. Spirit guides have spoken about it. And I've also had what I would class as soul connections, where I connect with people who I know are soul family, who are, you know, my soul tribe, the soul mates, people that I have travelled with before. There is such a close connection that I know that bond has been formed over many lifetimes, not just this one. So as I sort of form my understanding of reincarnation, it comes from many different angles in my life now, and it's a truth for me. But I'm also someone, for those of you who know me, who love to look into the research and the science, and I like to embrace the science in these things. And there is solid research into the past life memories of children and the proof of reincarnation. So if you're someone with a analytical mind like mine, a logical thinking mind, where you want to get your teeth into some research, look at the work of Dr Ian Stevenson. Absolutely mind-blowing work that he carried out on young children who were too young to be able to, well, they could only just they were just about speaking, let alone have any knowledge of this world, and yet they were bringing information through that he was able to collaborate, verify, and then, you know, provide a body of evidence, basically, of proof that reincarnation, even though we may not understand consciousness, is a truth in some way, shape or form. You can have a look into that. I'll put the details below of Dr Ian Stevenson's work and his colleagues that have continued on after him looking into this field. So it's not just me saying this, and I'm saying it from a very, what I say to be belief here in reincarnation. I'm giving you from a multifaceted approach here, not just one experience that I've had and formed an opinion on. Anyway, so if you can suspend belief at the moment and just accept that reincarnation is true. If we do live many lifetimes, because ultimately we cannot die, consciousness just transforms. It's never physical in the first place. We are energy beings. Energy doesn't die, and life is a continuum. When we move into the spirit dimensions of life, there may come a time when we decide that we want to come back into physical form, because the soul is constantly evolving and growing. It's wanting to reach ever higher and higher states of consciousness. It's like expanding all the time, just like the universe. That's how it appears to me. The universe is infinite. Consciousness is infinite. We are part of that pool of consciousness, and our soul is looking to constantly evolve, progress, and grow. And it does that by experiences in the spirit dimensions and experiences in the physical world. So as the soul comes back in, it has new experiences. It's constantly growing and learning from those, shedding, releasing, letting go of old ways of thinking, experiencing, being, and constantly moving into higher states, higher frequencies, so that when back in the spirit world, in the non-physical dimensions, the soul can move into higher and higher states of bliss ultimately. So does that soul then, when it is time for us to come back into this world, come back into the same family lineage? Does it follow the same genes, want to continue with the same line of DNA? It's a very intelligent question. And the answer is, it could do, because the soul is infinite potential, infinite awareness, infinite energy, infinite potential. So it could do. Is it likely to? Well, all I can do is speak from my own personal experience. And as yet, I have never had a spirit person tell me that they came back into the same family lineage over and over. It can happen. I haven't yet experienced someone telling me that. And I think the reason for that is twofold. I think that we move in soul groups and in soul families, as I've touched upon. And I think all those souls are family, soul family, wait for each other in spirit, so that then they reincarnate at similar times, moving through space and time to have different collective experiences that feed back into the whole. So I think by the time that most of those family members have, waited and moving in to reincarnating together again, I think that lineage, that DNA has all been mixed up with so many others. It's probably all very watered down. And if you think about this, the human race anyway is one big family. At some point we all come back from the same pool of DNA and creation, don't we? And so do we from the spirit world. We come from the same source of energy. So ultimately we're all connected, we're all one. All families are connected as one anyway. But do we come back into that same exact family? No, I don't believe that we do. That's just my personal experience. I believe a lot of time generally goes by between lifetimes, although obviously in the spirit world there isn't such thing as time. And obviously there are always exceptions to the rules, because I also know that some people do come back straight in again based on what the soul needs. But I'm talking about the norms, if there's such a thing in this type of experience and belief. And I haven't yet fully come across the somebody telling me that they're coming into the same family over and over again. Soul families, yes. Human body families, no. So the reason I think for this is the soul wants to have varied experience in order to be able to grow. So coming into the same kind of experience or the same repeated learnt patterns and behaviour, which obviously families pass down, wouldn't necessarily serve the soul's purpose. If it did, the soul would do it. But ultimately, I think the soul is looking for ever more varied experiences so that it can grow, evolve, and move into higher states of awareness and bliss. So this is my answer. If this resonates with you, fabulous. If you have any other ideas sparking off the back of what I'm saying, why not comment below? Let's all learn from you. If you have any other questions you'd like me to tackle, please put them below in the comments too. I'm more than happy to tackle your questions now after 25 years of being in communication with spirit teachers and spirit guides. If I don't know, I will ask them and I will post a video response to you here. As I say, no one has all the answers though, so you have to go within. The soul knows what the head and the brain doesn't. It's an inner knowing with all these things. So that's where I'm trying to take you all within yourself so that you can become enlightened. And enlightenment basically is a shift of perception. I think a lot of people visualize enlightened people as sitting on a rock by some sea, totally at peace and understanding the whole universe with their fingers and their No, enlightenment is a shift in perception. You know, you can learn a spiritual teaching and 5, 10, 20 years from now, look back at that spiritual teaching and realise when you first received that teaching, it wasn't resonating with you at all. It was going straight over your head. You couldn't make sense of it at all. But down the line, when you look back at that spiritual teaching, because you've had a shift in perceptions by then, because your mind has been changed, expand and grown, that spiritual teaching suddenly smacks of absolute truth to you. You can see it in ways that you could not see it before. So the thing about all spiritual teachings is just to keep coming back to them. Don't just dismiss it as rubbish because it might be rubbish to you now. The words I speak might be rubbish to you now, but they might not be in 5, 10, 15, 20 years' time as you grow, evolve and learn. Walking the path of the physical world here as a human being right now, a spiritual being having a human experience. What I can tell you, what I know for sure, is that we do not die. Life is a continuum. I know that. I've had too much experience to tell me any different now. So because I have literally experienced it, put it to the test and experimented, I've done the work to know this. I'm speaking from personal truth. But again, you make your own minds up. I'm not here to convince you. I'm just here to share. And if you've enjoyed this video and you'd like to know more about me, do visit www.clarebroad.com. Check out my books, especially What the Dead Are Dying to Teach Us, where you will learn about reincarnation in there and I share more of the research. And also, you know, just stay tuned to this channel because I shall be back here in the future with more video content free to share with you. Oh, one more thing if you're still watching. Please click subscribe and like on this video. If I can get my subscribers up to 1,000 subscribers, I can start going live. For those of you who know me will know that I had a big audience on Facebook. Facebook shut me down and unfortunately the live Facebook videos that I used to broadcast regularly have now been taken away. So I want to bring that content onto YouTube. Get the subscribers up, share, tell your friends about this channel and I'll be able to do that in the future. So thank you very much in advance and that really is it now. See you soon.